للرجال نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون وللنساء نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون مما قل منه أو كثر نصيبا مفروضا.
In this lesson, we will learn the members who can get half of the inheritance. So we're going to learn in this lesson those members who can get half of the inheritance. Meaning, you divide the wealth into two and someone is going to get half. The members who can get half are: number one, the husband. The husband is entitled to half of the inheritance, of course with the conditions. And also the daughter of the deceased person is entitled to get half of the inheritance. Likewise, the granddaughter of the deceased person is entitled to get half of the inheritance. When we say granddaughter, it means here sons' daughters, the descendants of the son. So the granddaughter, not from the daughters, the granddaughter of the sons of the deceased person. And likewise, the full sister of the deceased person is entitled to half of the inheritance. And also the paternal sister of the deceased person. So there are 5 people who are entitled to get half with conditions. These are the 5 people. And here the numbers we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each person has the conditions of these numbers that they have. So the husband has one condition in order to get half. Likewise, the daughter has 2 conditions in order to get half. The granddaughter has 3 conditions in order to get half. Full sister has 4 conditions in order to get half. And the paternal sister has 5 conditions in order to get half. All the boxes must be ticked in order to get the half. Now we're going to start with the husband and the daughter. The husband is entitled to get half of the wealth with the condition that the deceased wife has no descendants. She didn't have any offspring. She didn't have a kids for the husband, nor did she had any kids from any other person. So the wife who died and left behind the husband left no descendant, no kids, no daughter, no sons, no grandson, no granddaughters. She left nobody. So in this occasion, the husband is entitled to get half. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in ayah number 12, Surah An-Nisa, وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ. So if the wife does not have any descendant, you have a half of the wealth. That's his condition. The daughter gets half with the conditions: number 1, no other siblings, like no other daughters, no sons either. So basically the daughter has no male sibling and no female siblings. She is the only daughter and there's no son for the deceased person. Example of cases of husband and daughter. Number 1, we have case 1, we have a husband and uncle. The husband here, the condition has been met to get half. There is no children, only an uncle. So the husband is getting half. So we take the denominator, put it here. Half of 2 is 1, and the remaining goes to the uncle because he is a asaba. Here we have Example number 2. We have a daughter and a son. The daughter now that she has a sibling, so she's not entitled to half. So she can't get half in this occasion. So she walks out with a son. للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. The ratio 2:1. Example number 3. We have a daughter and a nephew. Here, the daughter has met the conditions. She has no male siblings, nor does she have any female siblings. So she is entitled to half. We put the denominator here. Half of 2 is 1, and the remaining goes to the nephew. Another example of a daughter and a grandson. Here, the daughter has grandson with her. So he is below her. This guy is her brother's son. So the grandson does not affect her. So she gets half. She gets half of the wealth. So we divide the wealth in 2 parts. Half of goes to her, and the remaining goes to the grandson. Cases of granddaughter. The granddaughter gets half of the wealth with 3 conditions. Conditions number 1, there are no higher descendants of the deceased, such as son or a daughter. So the deceased person does not have a son or a daughter. Second condition, she is the only granddaughter. She is the only female descendant. So she has no other granddaughters. Third condition is there is no male siblings either from her uncle or from her dad. So there's no male siblings called grandsons. So there's no grandsons. So if she meets these 3 conditions, she is entitled to half of the wealth. Example. Here we have a granddaughter and a cousin of a full uncle, عم شقيق. The granddaughter is getting half because there is no male siblings, no female siblings, nor is there any sons or daughters of the deceased person. So she is getting half, which we make the denominator on asl al-mas'ala, the total share. Half of 2 is 1, and the uncle gets the remaining, the other one. Here we have granddaughter with a grandson. So she has a male sibling now. So in these occasions, the granddaughter is going to share with him للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. So the masala is divided. He is getting 2 shares and she's getting 1 share. So 3. The total share is going to be 3. And then she's getting 1/3 and he's getting 2/3. In this occasion, the granddaughter is with a son who's higher than her. So she is blocked. In this occasion, she's not getting anything. The son is going to take the entire property. This daughter could be his own daughter. So she's going to inherit him later on. He's going to take the whole wealth, but she might inherit him later on. Case number 4. We have a granddaughter and emancipator, al-mu'tiq. So the emancipator is asaba. He's getting the remaining. He's not going to affect her. So she's getting half of the wealth. So the asl masala total share is going to be 2. She's getting half of 2. And he's getting the remaining. Cases of full sister. Full sister which is أخت الشقيقة, she gets half with 4 conditions. Condition number 1, the deceased person has no descendant. So if the deceased person has a daughter or a son, she's not getting half of the inheritance. Number 2, the deceased person has no father or grandfather alive at the time of the deceased person dying. So if he had father or grandfather, she's not getting half of the inheritance. Number 3, she's the only female sibling to the deceased person. She's the only female sibling, full sister, so she has no other full sisters. And also, she has no male full sibling. She doesn't have any male full siblings. Examples: full sister with a paternal brother. Here she met all 4 conditions, so she's getting half of the wealth. Put the total share 2 here from the denominator, so she's getting half of 2, and then the full paternal brother is getting the remaining. Here we have full sister with 2 full brothers, so she's gonna work out here ratio 2 to 1. So 2 brothers are getting 2 each, which is 4, and she's getting 1 share. So the total share is going to be the total heads. Here, 2 times 2, which is 4, and then add 1 here. So the total is going to be 5. The total is going to be 5. Here we have a full sister with a father. So she didn't meet the conditions. Condition number 2. She has the deceased person left behind a father, which is also her father as well. So he's going to grab all the money for now, and she might inherit him later on. So she is blocked currently. Full sister and a grandson. In this occasion, she hasn't met the condition number 1, which the deceased person has descendant, and your descendants have more priority than your siblings. Your siblings can be looked after by your father. That's his responsibility. But a grandson, which is from your son, is your own responsibility. So he is blocking her from the inheritance currently. So she is blocked on this occasion. The grandson is going to take the whole money and leave her with nothing. Cases of paternal sister. Paternal sister is entitled to half of the wealth with 5 conditions. Paternal sister receives half of the inheritance if 5 conditions are present. Number 1, the deceased person has no descendant, no son, no daughter, or grandson or granddaughters. Number 2, the deceased person had no father or grandfather alive at the time of death. Number 3, the paternal sister has no other paternal sisters around or alive at the time of death. Number 3, the paternal sister has no other paternal sisters. Number 4, the paternal sister does not have any male sibling, no other paternal brothers. Number 5, there are no other male or female full siblings to the deceased person, meaning the deceased person has no full brother, no full sister. Examples. Here we have paternal sister and a husband. Both of them, their conditions have been met because they are both half. They get half and half. So paternal sister is getting half here, and the husband is getting half, the other half. So the total share is going to be from 2. Half of 2 is 1, half of 2 is 1. So they took half and half. Case number 2, paternal sister and a nephew of a full brother. Here she met the conditions, so she's going to take half, and the remaining will go to the nephew. Here we have paternal sister, no, case number 3, paternal sister and a paternal brother. Here the brother is going to act as للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين, ratio 2:1. So he is going to act 2 shares and 1 share. So the total share is going to be 3. He's getting half, she's getting 1/3, and he's getting 2/3. Here we have a father, case number 4. We have a father and a paternal sister. The father blocked her. She is no longer entitled to any wealth. However, if the father dies, she will be entitled to this wealth from him. Some shares will come to her. But currently, she is blocked. In the book, there are plenty of exercises you can do. So enjoy the exercise.